It wasn't an algorithm. You need to understand that first. The images and sounds you were shown, the cryptic numbers that appeared in your recommendations, that was a signal, a tuning fork resonating with something already inside of you. You were chosen because you are one of the few who senses that the reality we see is just a fraction of the whole story, a beautiful, hypnotic, but fragmented echo. For months, you've been collecting those echoes, feeling their power without understanding the source. Consider this video the first translation of that source. This is not another theory or a guess. This is the blueprint, the very architecture of the philosophy you've been subconsciously drawn to. What you are about to see is the key that elevates you from a mere spectator of the mystery to an active participant in its unfolding. The puzzle pieces are in your hands. Now, let's begin to assemble them. Numbers are windows, or perhaps mirrors, or perhaps they're just beautifully crafted illusions designed to play tricks on anyone trying to peek behind the curtain of reality. This is especially true for master numbers: 11, 22, 33. These aren't just quantities or abstract ideas. Think of them as living, breathing symbols, vibrating with a kind of power that laughs in the face of everyday logic. They don't ask you to understand them. They ask you to cross them. And stepping over any threshold means you have to leave a little something behind, right? Ever caught a glimpse of 11:11 on the clock and felt a tiny shiver, a moment of subtle vertigo? As if the world, just for a second, tilted on its axis? That's the call. It's a quiet but persistent knock on the door, a sign that something in your world is either shifting slightly out of alignment. And here's the paradox. A master number opens a door, but that door doesn't lead to a specific somewhere. It swings open onto a kaleidoscope of possibilities, of realities that overlap like reflections in a funhouse mirror. The message is yours to decipher, or to accept that maybe there's no message to decipher at all. 11, 22, 33. Sequences that resist being reduced to simple sums. Entire doctrines interpret them as levels of consciousness, as stages in a journey unfolding through the folds of reality. But don't get too caught up in the theory. The real key isn't in the number itself, but in how you let it affect you. The true initiate isn't the one with all the answers. It's the one who lets the unknown pass through them, the one who learns to dance with uncertainty. They say 22 is the builder, the architect of subtle realities, that 33 is the master, the silent guide to wisdom that hides more than it reveals. But what if these master numbers are just mirrors reflecting your own gaze? Stare long enough, and you might realize they aren't revealing some cosmic secret. They're just showing you your own mystery, your own beautiful enigma, staring right back at you. So, what lies beyond the threshold? It's a question that echoes into infinity, and every answer you find is just another door opening into the next room. So, what are these numbers really made of? Not digits, not equations. Rather, think of them as frequencies, resonances, vibrations. They are like waves rippling through the fabric of what's possible, distorting it gently like a breeze across a still lake. It's no accident that 11 is seen as a portal, a crack in the linear, predictable flow of time. Its very shape suggests it. Two parallel pillars forming a gateway between what is and what could be. But walking through it isn't so simple. It requires an eye trained to see the invisible, a step that knows how to move on ground that does not yet exist. The 11 is pure intuition, a flash of lightning that cuts through the fog of ordinary thought. You grasp it for a moment and then it's gone. 22, on the other hand, builds, assembles, organizes. It is the manifestation of what 11 envisions. But what kind of architecture can stand if its bricks are made of shadows? The foundations of 22 rest on something intangible, on the delicate tension between the real and the possible. Its challenge is to give form to the formless, a construction that may never be completed because its purpose is not to exist, but to be endlessly built. And 33? This is where the game gets really interesting. Here, the number becomes a lesson, but a lesson without words, a riddle with no apparent solution, the final veil before silence. 33 is an enigmatic smile etched into the structure of the universe. It calls you, it draws you in, and just when you think you've grasped it, it leaves you with yet another riddle in your hands. Ultimately, the language of master numbers isn't meant to be translated. It's a code without a key, a song that can only be felt, not heard. It holds the promise of a profound secret that, quite possibly, might not even exist. But if you listen closely, and for long enough, you just might hear something. Or maybe you'll just hear the beat of your own heart, which knew the answer all along. Master numbers don't belong to our concept of time, and yet they seem to mark it. They are like lines of chalk drawn in the middle of a chaotic storm, a brave attempt to map the unmappable. You can find them anywhere if you look. In the grand cycles of the cosmos, in those what are the odds coincidences, in the impossibly perfect patterns the universe seems to create. But perhaps their greatest secret is this: they are nothing more than echoes of a perfect symmetry that we can only glimpse for a second before it dissolves. And that is their essence. They are not answers. They are questions, beautifully disguised as numbers. And if you've been listening closely, maybe now you have a new one that you can ask yourself. See you in the next episode.